Mabuhay and good day to everyone. I'm Ronald Bugarin and I'm reporting on Section C, Module 12 on the principles of clear and effective writing for radio. So my classmates previously has discussed some of the components of a radio script and at the same time also what are the various types of say radio scripts that can be used. For my module, I will be trying to discuss and to make you understand the principle to effectively write radio scripts and at the same time identify common errors committed in preparing radio scripts. So what exactly is an effective radio script? First and foremost, it has to be concise, clear, and accurate. Because remember, there is only a limited time frame in doing a radio broadcast. So as much as possible, we have to congest all of the messages and all of the scripts for that particular broadcast. So be convey to your listener. At the same time, it also has to be able to draw and maintain attention of your listeners. Because again, they do not have any visual representation of what you are trying to say. So it would be good to catch their attention by your script. Also, we have to make sure you're writing the text to create mental images through listening only because there is no visual representation of the message, so you have to be precise on how you would want the message to be conveyed so that it could be easily understood by your listener. So first principle is keeping it short and sweet, or what we call in abbreviation, it's KISS. And this is usually a very known abbreviation. And it simply says that we have to make sure we use simple and short sentences. Again, this is in consideration of the time frame on doing radio broadcasts. Also, we have to make sure to use everyday languages over complex ideas because if we use complex ideas, there is a tendency for you to explain, especially if it is not if it is an unknown idea by majority of your listeners, which might lengthen your radio broadcast. And at the same time, we have to make sure that your sentences have only one idea and avoid conjunctions. And the length that is appropriate for talking should also be considered because again, if your reader will read a sentence that is too wordy, chances are he might either buckle or might not be able to convey the message clearly. So another principle is making it easy to read and easy to understand. Again, this is in consideration of your reader or your radio broadcaster to be able to convey the message during a radio broadcast. So some of the things that we need to consider is to avoid number one, using numbers or statistics. Remember, again, as previously discussed, your listeners do not have a visual representation of your message. They are relying on your words. So coming uttering a certain an exact figure or a number might not be able to trigger or might not be able to catch the attention of your listener. So instead of writing 7,641 Philippine islands, which your listener might not be able to imagine or be able to understand, we might want to write nearly 7,600 Philippine islands. So at least it would give your listener at least an idea of approximately how much is the Philippine islands without giving them the exact number. At the same time, we have to also insert hyphen to long or complex words. This is so that it can be broken down and it can be read easily by your reader or your broadcaster. Like for example, instead of saying reprocess, we can write reprocess so that the reader might be able to convey the word well and the listener will understand it. Another thing that we have to avoid is using same or similar phrases, especially in a sequence in the script. Like in my example, the word please avoid is repeated in the sequence. So, the tendency is if the reader reads this is if the reader or the radio broadcaster comes across this script, chances are especially if it is in a sequence, chances are he might be able to skip an item. So in order to avoid this, we have to make sure that we do not use the same sentences or the same phrases in a sequence. Another thing that we have to avoid is what we call sound clashes, and this is actually to avoid any awkward sound during a radio broadcast. One example of a sound clash is alliterations, wherein we repeat the initial sound of a nearby word. In my example here, cooperative board sought the advice of water cooperative. Cooperative was mentioned twice. So tendency is when the listener hears this, it sounds awkward because you're repeating a word in the same sentence. Another thing to avoid is sibilants, or those words with whistling or hissing sound. Like in my example, Chester wants to see the priest in his church. So the sound in the sentence seems awkward when you do a radio broadcast because it's kind of heavy on the side, and at the same time it doesn't sound well when you do the radio broadcast, so it might be awkward to your listener. Another sound clash that we need to avoid is what we call popping sound, or words with B's and P's, which can be easily picked up by the microphone. Like, for example, Dun Byron broke the bread he got from the baker. So the B word is so heavy that it can be easily picked up by the microphone, which might irritate or might be awkward to listen to by your listeners. And then tongue twisters, this can easily make your reader stammer or your radio broadcaster stammer, is especially if you're saying Peter Piper pick a peck of pickled peppers. If you're not very much um, uh, at least conversant with this kind of tongue twisters, your broadcaster might stammer during the broadcast. And then punctuations are good to indicate the intention regarding the mood or the meaning of the message. Like, for example, if you use a period in your script, it means that it's either at the end of a sentence or there is an abbreviated word. Question marks are used when you are pertaining to a question, or there might be a that denotes it there might be a shift in the sounds. Since of course if you're asking questions, there is a tendency to raise your voice a little bit. For exclamation points, it's usually to stress or emphasize on a word or a sentence, and it also expresses an intense emotion. For quotation marks, it's either you're quoting a word or a speech spoken by someone else who might be a famous writer or a famous politician. For semicolon, it's either linked to ideas or two sentences that are connected. A colon is used to introduce a quote or an explanation, and it also links an independent clauses or emphasizes a subject, while a dash shows hesitancy, omission of letters or words, or sudden break in line of thought. Parentheses, on the other hand, sets apart instructions for technicians, especially if you are in the script, there is a need for a music to be played in a certain part. This instruction is intended for your musical technician, and it should not be read aloud by the radio broadcaster or the reader. Ellipses are omissions of words, and lastly, commas either separates a words or phrase which are not related, or it indicates a list or a linked main clauses. Also, if there are foreign words or foreign words that are incorporated into your script, it would be good to put in a pronunciation guide so that it would the reader or the radio broadcaster can pronounce it well, and it would be received by the listener well. Another principle that we have to take into consideration is conversational tone. This is writing as if you are speaking to your listener. You want to make sure that you are relatable and personable to the audience. So it would be good to use the first and second pronouns like we, or us, and using of contractions like instead of using they are, we can use their, or you are, you can use your. Another principle that we need to consider when doing radio scripts is aiming for clarity. This means that we have to use commonly used or known words by the audience. And also, it would be good to repeat important points or messages that you want to emphasize to your listeners. Your information should be conveyed clearly and briefly, and we have to avoid abbreviations as much as possible. If we have to spell out any abbreviations so that it can be easily understood by your listeners. Also, it's good to also use present tense and active voice. This is to convey immediacy and urgency of the news, and at the same time, it also makes the sentence short and alive. Like in my example, instead of using corrupt DPWH employees were summoned by the Senate, it would be good to write the Senate summoned corrupt DPWH employees so that the listener will understand that the DPWH is doing something to those corrupt DPWH employees. And then, of course, tell the story right and set the scene. So remember, again, as previously mentioned, your listener on a radio broadcast does not have a visual representation of that message. So it would be good to paint a picture in the mind of your listener what you want to convey. Like instead of saying the park was beautiful, you write that the park was beautiful, full of trees and flowers blooming. So it would be good to put in details on your messages so that the listener might be able to understand what exactly you are trying to convey. And then finally, of course, use your audience experience. So it would be good to quote some experiences or common statements that the audience can relate to. Like for example, you can cite some experiences while commuting through an MRT or LRT or a public transportation that most of your listeners are doing. Or you can also quote some of the sentiments of your listeners, especially on the ongoing issues like corruption. So those kinds of audience experiences would help you catch their attention and keep them glued to your radio broadcast. So in summary, these principles would really help you in making sure that your radio script can be easily understood and catch the attention of your listener. So it's good to keep it short and sweet. Make sure that your sentences are concise, easy to read and easy to understand, and we have to avoid sound clashes, conversational tone wherein you write as if you're speaking to your audience or your listeners. You aim for clarity. You just use simple words instead of using complex words, and then you use present tense and active words, and tell the story right and set the scene so that your listener can be able to understand in their mind what you are trying to convey, and use audience experience so that they'll have a buy-in on the message that you're trying to convey. So this concludes my presentation on how to have an effective radio script. So in my discussion forum question, I'd like to hear your thoughts on some example of common errors that you encountered due to erroneous radio scripts, and what was the effect while you were listening to the radio broadcast. And at the same time, I'd also like to hear what is the hardest principle that you need to observe when writing radio scripts. So it's good to hear your thoughts on this discussion forum. I'm really looking forward to having a lively conversation in the discussion forum. So these are the references I use. So I've also used artificial intelligence, the Copilot, mainly just for sourcing references that can be used for this module. So again, this is Ronald Bugarin. I hope to see you again on the next module reporting. Thank you and marami pong salamat sa inyo lahat.